actually believe that I saw you on Angela's show.
On Breakfast Club, right?
On the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need to find her. You know me again, I need to deep dive. I need to find her. And I think I DM'd you, or I had Toya DM you, right?
DM.
And
your DMs be working, girl.
She be working on them DMs.
So I DM'd and I was like, listen, my sister, who I love dearly.
Who was on the show with us.
Yes, I remember.
I was like, I felt like she was dying from the inside out.
Welcome to Detox Living with Angela Yee and Coach Gessie. We're here to empower you with tips, truth, and testimonials to power your toxic-free living.
Yes. Born out of our respective platforms, which are Drink Fresh Juice and thedetoxnow.com, which happen to be actually are also our call to actions, right? We created this intimate space to share celebrity and influencer wellness stories and self-care tips for releasing the pressure while living and working in a fast-paced, too often toxic industry and environment, especially when it comes to influencing us specifically with inflammatory conditions such as fibroids, heart disease, and more. Detox living is life free of toxic thoughts, people, habits, and foods. That is the space we're creating for you here. It's driven by our mindset. It's what we think about. It's the relationships that we keep. And it's definitely what we eat and drink. Right, Angela?
Right. And if you don't know, Coach Gessie and I have some history. We've come a long way. We met back in 2017
That's right.
at Congresswoman Yvette D. Clark's event at the Congressional Black Caucus.
Yes.
Then I did my first ever 14-day fast. I
The
did a
Detox
detox with
Now.
you with the Detox Now.
That's right.
And now we have the Drink Fresh Juice Fast
That's
that
right.
we've also collaborated on, as well as this show.
Yay! And today I'm so excited because our very first guest is going to be my girlfriend, your friend, Yandy Smith. So, Angela, we got Yandy with us today. Oh,
I'm excited to be here.
Listen, I know Yandy's not a New Yorker anymore.
I'm always going to be a New Yorker. That's first and foremost.
No, but I did want to make sure while you're in New York, because I know you're not here all the time like you used to be. So we're just happy to have you here.
Yes, I'm excited.
You know, you can't take the New York out of the New Yorker.
You can't. You just can't. Especially when you're from Harlem in
Right.
New York.
I was
You
just
can't.
She can't even say Harlem without
I
the...
can't even say Harlem without making sure I say Harlem. I know, but when I heard that Gessie was calling, I was like, let's just make it happen. So we just extended the travel day. I wanted to just see you in person. The last time I saw you, you were all wrapped up in a hospital bed. And you were like, Yandy, I'm not leaving. They're trying to make me leave this hospital, but I know something's not right. I'm not leaving. Then the next time I got a call from your number, it was your husband. And your husband was like, she was right. She had to go to emergency surgery. Just pray for my wife.
Isn't that something? And the thing about it is, again, I'm trying not to be choked up here, but you two ladies, my unicorns, were the two women I spoke to when I was in that hospital. You know, the idea that you could have a brain aneurysm and you don't know it, you know, it really sparks us saying, wait a minute, this pandemic, you know, really, when I look at why I developed a brain aneurysm, it was because of unchecked high blood pressure, which 50% of Black women have heart disease. Okay?
And have no idea.
Over 20. We're not talking about older women. 50% of women, Black women, over 20 years old, have high blood pressure.
Oh my God.
And it's the number one killer of Black women. And for me, here I was. I didn't know that the pandemic, the stress from the pandemic and all my pre-existing conditions were causing me to have high blood pressure. You know how you keep hitting the snooze button on the pain, you're having headaches. You keep hitting the snooze button on the pain, the alarm of pain that's ringing in your life, to the point where my headache was so bad one day, I said, oh God. And when I whispered that prayer, I heard the word aneurysm.
Right.
And that's when I went to the hospital that day, because I said, I can't keep hitting the snooze button. I have to face whatever's going on right now.
So what were some of the signs? You said headache?
Headaches.
What else?
Well, the signs really of the elevated blood pressure was headache. It was stress. It was feeling like my heart would be racing a little bit. But there was so much we were going through in the pandemic.
And sometimes we're so used to dealing with pain.
Yes.
And as Black women, we're taught to just bear it. You'll be okay.
Yep.
The
It'll
kids
feel
are
better.
home.
Right.
The kids
I don't
are
really want to go to
home.
the hospital right now because of the time that we're in.
Yeah.
And at that time,
All
you
of that.
actually just nailed something. Because of how, especially in New York City, it was an emergent state, you didn't want to go to the hospital, right? So even though I knew my blood pressure, something was going on, I was taking medicine because of the fact that I knew, again, I have pre-existing conditions that make me more at high risk for high blood pressure. And what I had to do at that point, I was like, I can't go to the hospital. People literally, at that time, they had people in freezers from COVID, dying from COVID. I was like, I'm not trying to go to the hospital, right? But thank God it was caught in time.
Yeah.
And you too were women in my life that showed up to encourage me, to let me know, Angela, this moment right here, you spoke it. In the hospital on FaceTime that day, you spoke it and said no, because that aneurysm was literally on my left temporal lobe, which is my speech area, which if it ruptured, I wouldn't be speaking today. And you said, no, you're not done. We have work to do. We need to do something together. We need to do a podcast, a show. We got to do something together.
And look at us. We're doing it. And Yandy
That's amazing.
is our very first guest.
That is amazing.
Yes.
Who is
Oh
here
my
with us. So I'm
gosh.
excited to talk about our health journeys
Yes.
and just about our lives in general. And I know like Coach Gessie has really helped me a lot just because I've always been concerned about my health and nutrition, but not put it first. And she's really helped me be more focused on that and to pay attention to your body and what your body is telling you. Because as somebody who has a lot of experience, right, dealing with your body and being attached to it, imagine if you didn't.
Right.
And you didn't go to the hospital.
Right.
So I just want to make sure, like you said,
Right.
50% of Black women do have heart issues and don't even know it, and
Yeah.
health conditions that they're not aware of. And some people do know it, but the majority of women don't. I had high cholesterol for a period of time, and it was bad enough that the doctors were like, if you don't get this in check, you'll be on medication for the rest of your life when you get
my
older.
God.
So you really have to lay down the template early.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, we don't even take the time to go to the doctor.
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking for myself.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't even know. You're saying the symptoms and the signs. And I'm like, oh, well, I've had headaches in the
brush them
past.
off.
Yeah. And I'm just like, it's nothing. And then for a long time, fried shrimp, fried chicken, that was my thing. So, French fries.
I love fried food.
So that's what I'm
but
saying. I could
It
be
doesn't
living.
love us,
Yeah, it does not love
Right.
us.
I could have been living and walking with these different things and not even know, because besides my annual checkup, you
Right.
know, I don't really go to the doctor for little things because I got the kids, I got to
Right.
work, I got to
Right.
travel. I have no extra time for anything else. So I think it's important for us to, even just take a moment there, like go get checked up, go get your blood work done, go get tests.
The pain is there for a reason. The pain is
yeah.
saying something. It is telling us, look, it's ringing an alarm. We got to listen to it. We got to do something about it.
More than 50% of Black women over 20 have high blood pressure. We can't have that. Take the pledge to improve your heart health at releasethepressure.org. Do it today, right now.
Obviously, millions of people started to know you from Love and Hip Hop, but we see all the work that you've been doing, just building your own legacy and the legacy for your children outside of that. So let's discuss that a little, because I've been seeing you on the front lines, and I want to talk about what's important to you and your legacy.
Well, I think that's an amazing question, because every single thing we do, even including Love and Hip Hop, I think it's all about the legacy you're going to leave, right? Walking into the show, it was super important for me to be proud of who I was on the show, be proud of, the things that we go through and how we deal with them. We're going to go through things that we're not proud of. That's just what happens in life. But how we deal with them, how we deal with people are things that we can control usually, or we should be able to control. So for me, a part of the legacy is definitely what I impart on my children.
Yeah.
I want them to look at me and be proud. I want them to be able to say, my mom was a fighter, or my mom, didn't just settle for status quo. Like, I see all of these injustices happening. I see so many things that are going to affect my children. Not my, hopefully they won't. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Not race matters, but your age, your education level, how much money you have, it doesn't matter. You know, they see young Black women and men.
Our skin, it becomes
that's what matters
weapon.
in so many different areas in the workplace, driving, in schools. Right now, I'm planning a group of us to go down to Howard on Tuesday, because you can't just, this is an administration that's supposed to protect us. It's supposed to be about the development and the academic achievement of Black and brown people. How can we not have these conditions that are conducive to our learning? So it's like all of these little things that happen in pockets where I've been telling my children from birth, you're going to Howard. One of the H's, Howard or Harvard, which one you want?
Which one only?
But first, I want them to go to Howard. You know, and I'm like, it got to be right, though. I don't want my children breathing in mold or any of the other things that's happening. So it's just like when we hear these things, we can't just sit back. And both of you use your platform. You use it so well. And I think that in this life, as we're building a legacy, it's important for us to use whatever platform God gave us. God gave me Love and Hip Hop. So I got to use that platform to show something that will make a difference, you know?
Right.
And even if it's just one life that's changed, if it's Breonna Taylor's mom that's a little happier, sleeps a little better than she was, if it's someone in prison that sleeps a little better because they got heat or they got hot food, it's like, okay, I feel like I did something to add to my purpose in life.
See, but don't just gloss over that, because that's so important what you just shared. People don't know how involved you were in that process of fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor with your work with Until Freedom. Speak about that a little bit more in detail.
You know, I never knew anything about that case. It happened in March. I didn't find out about it until maybe May. And when I found out about it, Tamika called me like, you know that there was this young woman that was murdered by the cops. She was in her house, laying in her bed with her man, and they busted in her house. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, the feds came, busted in her house, and they just, they shot up her house. And I was like, what? Now, I dealt with that. I dealt with the feds coming to my house, and I had babies in I didn't have a man in the bed with me. I had babies in the bed with me. And my son was 2 months old. I had my son's son, Gessie Jr., in the bed with me. And they came in my house. And I was like,
my God,
that could have been me.
Right.
That's all I kept thinking was that could have been me.
That's it.
And I was like, what I got to do? How can I get involved? Please introduce me to her mom. And I just felt a connection because I was like, that could have been me. When they came to my house, it was only, they came in guns drawn, and I was like, if one person would have pulled the gun out.
Yeah.
Anything, that could have been me. So for that alone, I was like, whatever I need to do to help get justice for her, especially with all the circumstances around why and how she was murdered. I was like, this is just not fair. And we can't just let, unarmed Black women who are just in their homes resting just die.
Right.
And then they try to villainize her.
Right.
Afterwards, she wasn't doing anything.
Nothing.
At all wrong. And they try to make you seem like, well, she did have this, whatever. And
doesn't matter.
I don't even want to get into it.
It's not relevant.
But none of that is relevant and none of that was even true.
None of it was even true. And the fact of the matter is, in plain clothes, no announcement of this is the police, none of that. People bust in your house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know us, some of us, we don't have 24-hour security. We don't live in a gated community. I don't live in a gated community. So I can't, if someone busts in my house,
what are you gonna
I'm
do?
in Atlanta and we can carry guns in Atlanta. Oh, I'm going to pull out.
Right.
I'm going to do it. And her man, her hero, he followed all the rules.
That's
licensed gun. You're allowed to shoot one warning shot. Shot one warning shot.
Yeah.
Did every single thing by the books. And I met Kenny Walker. When I say the most humble, soft spirit, just sweet man. Baby boy had a whole ring. He was proposing to her. Show me the ring.
Oh, my God.
And they try to charge him with a crime, too.
Yes.
Y'all are out of your minds. After he went through the trauma of what he had to experience.
That wasn't enough that he was going through that trauma. But now he had to fight that he was innocent.
And in the middle of seeing his woman, his love, lay there bleeding, you come out, arresting him while she's just laying there bleeding. No ambulance.
Didn't even get her help.
Nothing.
Her mom had no idea where she was. They let her think
in the house. They're telling mom because he called the mom immediately, she's been shot. Telling the mom she's not here, laying in the house.
Oh my God.
And, you know, since you brought up Until Freedom and Tamika Mallory,
Yes.
I also think it's important who we surround ourselves with.
Absolutely.
And the conversations that we're having and how that helps us all move forward. Because I've been realizing, like, the circle of people that you're around
Oh my God.
are those people just being around you women. We've worked on some things together that we had a great time working with Coach Gessie. That really has elevated me in so many ways. So can you talk about your circle?
Yeah, you know, I definitely think that you are the company you keep. And when I met Tamika, we were doing something for the Obama campaign, and I met her for Obamacare, actually. And she got up there and she was talking, and I was like, she is powerful. At the time, she was working for Al Sharpton. And I was like, I just want to be her friend. I was like, I just want to be her friend.
Fangirling.
And I was fangirling. I had no idea who she was. She was young. She was just speaking about, you know, what do we need to do as far as health in our communities. And I was like, I want to be a friend. So I asked her to go to dinner with me.
I love it.
I
Friend date.
It was just a friend date. Like, I just want to get to know you. I think you're bomb. And it was so crazy because when we sat and we talked, she was like, you know, she was getting ready to transition from that career to another one. And she said, you know, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to advocate for my people for the rest of my life. And I want to know how to generate income from it. I want to know how to get money from doing exactly this. And I was like, I got you. I said, I got you. I said, what I'm going to help you do is I'm going to help you turn this into an income generating business.
Right.
But all I ask in return is teach me how to use my voice. Teach me how, let me come to the tables. I was like, I'm not invited into these Essence round tables. I'm not invited into the political rooms and spaces. I was like, but I know what I feel and I know what I see. And I want to be able to speak for those that don't have the master's degrees in this. To speak for those that don't speak like you. You know, those that listen to some Biggie and Tupac, and she does, but those
she does.
At that time, I was like, she don't listen to Biggie like I do. She's not a Jadakiss fan like I am. But all of that, like, you know, being in the space and really getting to know her and getting to know that team so much more alike than we are different. And just knowing that the table needs you.
Yes.
That's what I needed to hear. Like, this table needs you. I didn't feel comfortable in that space. I didn't feel like I walked the walk. I didn't feel like I talked the talk. And I didn't feel like I would be accepted. I thought that I would be judged when I went into these spaces.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of Black women. We can't have that. I remember going to the doctor and finding out that I had high cholesterol, which they also said I had high blood pressure. My father has high blood pressure, and he's had it for such a long time. It's something that I've always been really conscious of, but so many of us aren't even checking that. So I want to make sure that you guys go ahead and take that pledge. All you have to do is go to releasethepressure.org.
Talk to us about some self-care tips for, you know, what we call detox living, is life free of toxic thoughts, people, habits, and foods, right? What are some of the self-care tips that for you help you release the pressure?
So one thing that was
3 to 5. Give us 3 to 5.
One thing that was really hard for me. I'm gonna tell 2 things that you taught me.
Okay.
One thing was I ate because I just like food, and I was not eating for health. I was eating to consume and eating to, you know, what I grew up eating.
We say entertainment.
Entertainment, yes.
Right. A lot of times we're like, let's go to dinner. Let's grab something to eat, even if you already had dinner twice.
And I want whatever is the most greasy, the most sweet, the most toxic for my body. But Coach Gessie put me onto something that is a part of my day every day. Baby, my cantaloupe bowl, I chop up some mango, some cilantro, put some coconut milk, hemp seeds,
it's
pumpkin
so easy,
seeds.
Right?
It is, but I've like, you know, I've added to that.
Added to it.
I put my blackberries in there.
That's good.
I get my Manuka honey. All of these things, and really, I could go until like 6 o'clock. And
it's
be
true.
good.
It's a high protein bowl.
And so I don't know what it is. I didn't do
the
the
hemp seeds and
research.
the pumpkin seeds are high protein, so
whatever it
helps
is,
to
it
fill
keeps
you up
me
and
full
fiber.
and happy. I go to the bathroom.
Yep,
that's important.
Because I wasn't. I was
important.
never regular. My whole life I was never regular. But when I do that, he's like, what are you talking about, Yandy? But when I do that, like, I'm going to the bathroom.
Yes.
And I just feel good.
And it feels good
light.
and clean. Yeah.
But people don't understand, like, that's a big deal. You know, when people say, oh, I'm just a little constipated. Okay, hold on a second. You don't understand that's affecting so many areas of your life, okay? So what you put in determines what you're going to put out, and how how easy it is to put out. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
All right. So your protein bowl that we talked about, that's one
thing.
And it tastes good too.
And it tastes
Because one of my
so
things is
good.
always health is not the enemy of taste. That's what we say Drink Fresh Juice.
That's
it can
right.
taste good and be good for you.
Yeah,
That's right.
For sure. It tastes amazing. And I have my whole family on it now. Like my whole family loves it. The other thing was toxic people. And sometimes
we
it are
talked
those
about that
people.
a lot.
We did. It are those, because I was being drained, and it was like it was sucking the energy out of me. And I'm a person that wants to give to people and take care of people.
Yeah.
But I never really looked at it like, do I get this in return?
Right.
I don't get it back. I want to make sure I'm helping you with your hairline. I want to help you with your kids. I want to help you if your man is stressing you out. I want to help. And then I look back and this one, well, what do you get in return? Is there any? And she said, it is okay to be used, but it's not okay to be misused.
Right.
And I was like, okay. That's something to think about. And me, I want to fix relationships. If I go through something, I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to make this right. I got to figure out how to get my friend back. Or I wasn't, and the whole thing at that time that I was going through, I wasn't there for a birthday or something I missed.
Yeah.
And it turned into a huge thing.
It turned into a really nasty thing.
And yeah, and I was just like, I don't know how to make this right. And she was like, but what? But if this person could go this way, this far, why do you want to make it right?
I think that real friends also know that if you can't make something or miss something, I'm still your friend regardless. I was thinking that one of my best friends from college, I missed her birthday, so I called her the next day, and I couldn't make it to her celebration. I wasn't here. She wasn't mad. She picked up the phone so excited to hear from me. And that made me feel good because I was beating myself up like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed this yesterday. But a real friend will be like, I understand you have so much going on. I'm just happy to hear from you.
Yes.
And if we get together next month, let's just put it on the calendar and do it. And because they understand, and I understand that about my friends, I don't have to talk to you every day. If you can't make it to something that's mine, I'm not going to be angry at you. I'll be understanding and hope that we could put something on the books for when we're both available.
That's so powerful. I'm even having to teach my 10-year-old daughter that wait a minute, relationships have to be healthy. And there are times where you have to say, wait a minute, do I need to reposition this relationship? Do I need to retire this relationship? Right? Because I need to re-examine it to see. And that's really important for our health. Because toxic people will take you out. It will take you out.
That is so stressful. And relationships change.
You want to talk about something that affects your heart health? Toxic people.
Yes.
Okay. It'll make you eat wrong.
Yeah.
It'll make you literally, do things that are self-sabotaging and then really affect your mental health. Right. I wanted to ask you about while you were on the front lines, because you didn't talk about how you got arrested on this whole protest for Breonna Taylor. I mean, I was like, Yandy's out there. I was like, donate, please, people, because she's out here fighting on the front lines for real, doing the fighting that we can't do. She's doing it for us, and seeing all that trauma firsthand. How did you protect your heart, protect your mental, physical, emotional health?
I wasn't protected. Like, I'm not even going to sit here and lie. And honestly, there's so much even about being here in this space, because I've been feeling like I got to figure out how to just take a moment to take care of me, to take care. Again, you know how we do. We do the babies, we do the husband, we got the jobs. I've gained so much weight. And it's just, I never make the time, never have the time. So even in that, being around people and families that lost someone so tragically. I was going home crying. I was trying to, save face. And then I'm scared to death, getting locked up, got these big guns and batons, and I'm seeing these cops.
And you never know what can happen when it comes
never
to
know.
Sandra Bland.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're surrounding us. My heart is racing. My head is spinning. The only thing that I could do, like I told you, I'm a people person. I met Portia a million times, but we never connected. It was, hey girl, hey. And we went about ourselves. I was like, I need you. I'm having a claustrophobic attack. And we were both going through, like sitting there holding each other's hand. This is somebody that, she knows me from afar. I know her from afar. But we were sitting out there like this as some cops surrounded us, squeezing each other's hands, holding each other, crying, scared. Then we had to go in the paddy truck. We sitting next to each other, rocking. Like, where are they taking us? I don't know. In the jail cell, like it's freezing, it's cold. Come, like let's warm up together. But in those moments, it's like, I don't have a plan. I don't know how to protect. I just had to do what felt natural for me. And that was just to connect with another person.
Absolutely.
I didn't have a tip. And I don't even know, like, what, I prayed or I did this. I don't know that I prayed. I don't know that I did anything. I was supposed to do. I mean, I know that I was like, God, please get us out of this.
Just
state.
trying to survive.
Trying to survive.
But that's an important point. You kept going though.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't lose hope because you keep doing the work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really important because sometimes it is the knowledge that you're not alone that helps you to stay in the fight.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So going back to what you said about the circle of friendships is so critical. Knowing that you're not alone. You know, knowing that I can call on you too. I'm not alone in this fight.
Right.
The wellness fight it's not a popular one, right? Everybody's not running to be healthy. They should be now in the pandemic.
I would hope so.
I know.
Because we learned a lot.
Oh my God.
During this time.
It did
but it's not
unfold a lot.
But I also don't take away from the fact that it's not easy.
Yes.
You know, just because of the way that we were brought up, the habits that we're into, the places that we have in our neighborhoods to eat at, those things make it really not easy. And the stress that we have, because sometimes you turn to eating when you're stressed out. I know.
I know. I am one of the 50%. Last year, I suffered a brain aneurysm that was caused by unchecked high blood pressure, triggered by a pandemic of stress that was causing all kinds of trauma. Thankfully, we caught it in time, and I made it. More than 50% of Black women over 20 suffer from high blood pressure. We can't have that. Join me in taking the pledge to protect your heart health at releasethepressure.org. Many don't know that the way we met was actually a health journey and really a story of sisterhood, right? And that it was a health crisis that kind of awakened you prioritizing your health. Talk about that. And also, you know, what your experience was on the Detox now. When you
thank you for sharing, because I know this is personal, but hopefully this will help other people too. But I know sometimes it's not easy to talk about these things.
No, it's okay. So I actually believe that I saw you on Angela's show.
On Breakfast Club,
On the Breakfast Club. And I was like, I need to find her. You know me, again, I need to deep dive. I need to find her. And I think I DM'd you, or I had Toya DM you, right?
DM.
And
your DMs be working, girl.
She working on them DMs.
So I DM'd and I was like, listen, my sister, who I love dearly.
Who was on the show with us.
Yes, I remember.
I was like, I felt like she was dying from the inside out. Her PCOS and endometriosis was affecting everything about her mental state. It was affecting the fact that her fertility. It was affecting her wanting to go out. She never wanted to go out because especially that time of the month, the bleeding and the pain was just too heavy to bear. And I just saw her just going through like just a horrible phase. And I was like, I cannot fight depression. I don't know how to do that. And I was like, but maybe there's something I can do that can lead to something else. And, you know, again, I wasn't thinking about me. I'm like, what can I do? So I text her or DM'd. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, she has fibroids. I was like, she's already had like 5 surgeries to get them removed. They just come back. And I was like, I don't know if there's anything that can be done. And she was like, absolutely, there's something that can be done. Absolutely. And then she came and she met me. Yeah. And we talked. And then we were talking about, it was for my sister. And then I was like doing an event. I was running around, doing all this stuff. And I don't even know how you found out that I was going through all that stress and my own depression and my own just not well mentally. And Coach Gessie wound up coming to my house and we had a whole session. My sister came and it was something that was just so needed because I didn't even know I needed it. I didn't even know. I was like, this is for her. This is what she needs. And then, you know, I have fibroids too. I mean, and it was hard because what happens when you have a baby and it disintegrates? Is that what it's called?
It's called it deteriorates.
Yes.
It actually starts to degenerate is what it's called.
Degenerate. That's what it was. And it was the worst. I got hospitalized because it was the worst. I almost had to deliver Amir. My son almost had to deliver Amir at 6.5 months.
Our friend had that. Remember when she called me before?
She was in so much pain she couldn't get out of bed.
She was at 18
pregnant?
weeks.
Yeah.
But we helped her put her on on the Detox Now Balance program. And within, I think it was like 5 to 7 days, her pain was gone, and she had an amazing pregnancy and a healthy baby.
That's
healthy
amazing.
baby.
So cute.
So the doctor put me on meds, and they were really hard meds. It was hard meds.
And you don't want to be on meds also
And you're-
while
and
you're
you're
I
pregnant.
was pregnant.
Yeah.
And you're
Yep.
pregnant.
I was put on hard meds, and they said you have fibroids, and your fibroids are degenerating, and that's what happens. But it was
And
debilitating.
yet you contacted
I couldn't stand.
You contacted me for your sister.
Yeah.
And she wasn't thinking about her.
Mm-mm.
Right. She was thinking about
I
her
knew
sister.
that I had them, but I'm like, I don't feel them. You know, they don't bother me now. I'm not getting pregnant no more.
And we're not that educated about them either.
I'm not.
I feel like all of us. Like I didn't know that much about fibroids until I met Coach Gessie.
Yes. And I didn't even know that you can reverse it. Like you can do it. You don't have to take all this medicine and do all this
Get
stuff.
surgery.
I remember by
surgery.
by day 13, because we started you on the fruit fast,
Yes.
right? You and Keisha. And I remember I literally was choked up that day. Keisha was like, I didn't know I could be without pain. By day 13, she was like, I didn't know. I used to go to sleep crying because of pain, because she also had inflammation in her shoulder. Remember, she had a rotator cuff too going on. And she was like, I didn't know that this was possible, Coach Gessie. So what you sowed into her life, you know, because of the commitment you made.
Well, because you sewed into me, because I wasn't even trying to hear me. I was like, and then I'm like, this lady, I was at like I don't know what I was doing. I was shooting something, and she came on my break.
Oh, it was a food show.
I was shooting a
show.
food TV show, and she came on my break, and it was like an hour and a half break, and we were just talking. And I'm like, my makeup is done. I was like, I'm trying to keep it together. This has nothing to do with me. I'm like, who is this lady that get all in my business? Like, well, what are you gonna do about you? And what is going on with you? And I was like, nobody asked those questions. People look at us because we're in hair and makeup. We're on a platform where we have
supposed to have it all together.
We got to show out. Like, I can't be like, yeah, I'm here, Angela. What we talking about today?
That's right.
Come on, Envy. Well, let's get this thing going. You can't do that. You can't be on your platform and do that. So people just assume that we're okay all the time. And I was broke down and busted on the inside. And it was, you know, I needed someone to ask me those questions so that I could really like just express. I never got an opportunity to express what I was going through, and even the fact that I needed healing, but someone else had to tell me that. And that's the thing. Y'all got to have good people around you, whether it's friends
go back to that.
or strangers. Like people, this whole no new friends. Y'all bugging.
I
Y'all
agree
bugging.
with you.
You
Some of my
bugging.
best friends I've made. We met at the Congressional Black Caucus.
With
That's how we
Congresswoman
met.
Yvette Clarke.
She came up to me. I was at the bar. Yeah, for Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. I was sitting there. She came up. She was like, "Oh, I'm Coach Gessie." And we had a conversation, and I thought it was very fascinating. I had never done a detox before. So the first detox I did was the
water fast.
14-day water fast.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing except water.
Listen, you want to talk about how you going to drop that weight? Listen, it's worth
Snatched
it.
in 14 days,
Snatched.
but healthy. Yes.
We're going to start you with the juice, then we're going to get you.
But I do also feel like it's important to note that once you do these detoxes or these fasts, it really is like the beginning of a lifestyle change for you too. It does change your whole taste buds. There's things I like now, like you were saying earlier, that I never liked before. And there's things that weren't good for me that don't taste good anymore.
Like you
now.
have now in your repertoire of foods you use in the morning.
Yes.
You never would have did that before.
I never would have
But
had chia seeds, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds. Like, what? Please. I never would have thought that. Hey, my name is Yandy Smith-Harris, and I want to share with you a personal story. I was living with so many toxins in my body, in my mind, and in my spirit. I met Coach Gessie after seeing her on Angelique's Breakfast Club show when she interviewed her. And I remember just feeling like, I need to get free of all of this. I was gaining weight. My mind was bogged down and clogged up. And my sister was suffering with endometriosis and fibroids. And I knew that she would be the answer because it was just right in front of me on the Breakfast Club. So I reached out, I DM'd her, she got back to me, and that's when the journey started. And I remember feeling good. I remember feeling healthy. I remember my mind being clear. I had a consultation. The consultation is what really helped me understand my mind, my spirit, and my body and how they were all connected. So what you guys should absolutely do is look up the Detox Now, look up the testimonials. If you're having infertility issues, if you're having issues with fibroids, if you are having issue with PCOS and heart disease, this is what you need. You need the detox now. It is something that will actually change your life, and it could also change the length of your life or the life of people you love. My sister is living a healthy life now. My sister is constantly fighting to make sure she stays healthy. So I'm so super thankful for the detox now. You see, I got my box. So you guys go get your box, okay? So make sure you go to www.thedetoxnow.com and ask for the private consultation because it's life-changing.
I got to touch on this because love is the ultimate healer, right?
Love is the ultimate healer.
Oh my God.
I'm in no rush. I can talk to you guys all day.
How amazing was your vow renewal with Mendices?
Oh,
you broke the internet with them pictures, girl.
It was beautiful.
Give us the deets on what inspired it. And
so
I know because it was like supposed to be one way, but then you ended up doing it another way in Dubai.
So we had planned, when I was in Dubai, I went away with my girlfriends and my husband was away and he was like, oh, you going on these vacations. We ain't take these vacations like this. And I'm like, honey, when you come back, we going. Don't worry. So he planned, the minute he came home, he was like, because I went to Ghana as well. He was like, I want to do Dubai, I want to do Ghana. So he planned first this Ghana trip that we were going to as a family. And then, so what happened was we shot this show called The Family Reunion on VH1. My husband is a keep it real artist. I can't even front. He's going to always keep it real. One of the questions, they had like a life coach there, AJ, who's amazing. She asked, he and I were going face-to-face thing. And I was like, you don't appreciate, the whole thing was us talking about gripes we had with each other. And I was like, you don't appreciate me. I was like, you don't appreciate what I had to do raising these children, going to work, still holding down the household. I never had to call you and say, I lost the house. I never had to call you and say, your babies don't have no shoes today.
Girl.
And I said, just to do that, you don't even know.
You don't know.
You didn't come home with this whole praise be unto you. You are amazing. Let me wash every dish. Let me take you out to dinner. I said, you came home back to bit, like, let me get this work going. Let me do this. And I was like, I don't feel appreciated. And I said, and while you were away, you were stressing me out. Where you at? You didn't answer your phone. Why you ain't write me? Why you didn't pick up?
But you were being chill for him while he was doing that too.
Right.
Yeah, you're like, let me just.
So I was cool. So when I got this space to be able to tell you, this is how you made me feel while you were gone. Right? So he's sitting there, I'm telling him all my gripes, right? And then AJ goes, so Mendices, what do you have to say? She was like, she wasn't there. I feel like, she came to see me when she brought the kids, but I wanted her to pick up when I called. I wanted her to write me. And I was like, write you? I talk to you. You call. I was like, I'm not writing letters too. That's too much. So right after I said that, and then she's like, she turns around. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. That's too much. She turns around and said, well, Mendices, what would you do? What would you do? And he was like, I don't know. I don't know. No, he didn't say no. He was like, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do.
That's a real answer.
It was a real answer.
Nobody knows what they would do.
Nobody really knows what they would do. But I'm like, Negro, we are in the midst of, first of all, that's a clean version. I was like, we are sitting here with 12 other people, and you know that there's 4 million people that may watch this show. And you know how they could do the edits. And it's true, they did this. They didn't see the back and forth we were having. They just saw me say whatever I said really quickly, and then she asked him, well, what would you do?
Right.
And would you do the same? And he's like, I really don't know what I would do.
Yeah, that was a moment.
Although it was the truth, because I might have said the same thing to him. Like, I think I'm going to do this. I want to be here for you. But the truth is, in my head, I'm like, I hope I can.
Right.
But you don't say nothing like that on TV.
But you know what? That's probably a defensive moment too, because of what you said.
It was.
And
it was.
He kind of closed off.
Well, it was his truth. He really probably doesn't know what he would in his heart want to do what's right, but he's gonna tell the truth. He's not gonna sugarcoat. That's not who he is. So he's gonna say, like, I want to. I pray that I could. But if she was gone for 5 years raising these kids doing this, I don't know that I would be able to do what she did. I don't know.
Tell the truth.
And that's his truth. And I when I heard it, I was like, yo, you's a jerk for even saying that in front of people, but I get it. I know you. So I didn't even get mad. I didn't pay any attention. But when it was brought back in green screen,
grace. You gave
and
him
they
grace.
said something to me, they was like, how did you feel when your husband said he don't know if he would do that for you? I was like, he said that.
You like, I don't recall
it
being like that harsh.
I don't recall that. But then when it aired and the world was like, what? Tearing him apart. Anyway, he got tore down. So that's when we realized, like, you played yourself. So this same week that all this was happening, and he was like, yo, I didn't even realize I said something that bad. That aired that same week. that
Wow.
that happened. So he was like, "No, I got to make this up." I said something so dumb, so stupid. So he went and booked Queen Naija to perform one of my favorite songs. And she performed this record, and he reproposed.
Oh,
And he said,
he had to make it right.
He had to make it right. He had to make it right. And even though we had shot that show 4 months prior, he was like, remember when I said, he was like, I did not mean it like that. And he was like, I definitely want to be there. My dreams show me that I would be here with you, that you're my forever. He was like, but to say that, it was just, he was like, I didn't know how to answer that question. And he was like, but I just want you to know that I'm committed to this. I'm committed to you. And I want to know if you remarry me.
There we go.
So I was like,
correct.
And I was like, well, if you want to get remarried, we're going to have a wedding. Like,
Wait, we're not doing this on the humble.
We ain't just like saying I do. We're going to have a wedding. And he was like, oh, you want a real wedding? He was like, okay, well, get to planning what you want to do like a year from now. I was like, well, we're going to Dubai in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He was like, wait, what? So literally that was planned in 3 weeks.
Oh my God.
That night I went home like, hey, I got proposed to. Y'all want to come to Dubai with us? And we just started calling people. And literally we pulled it off in 3 weeks.
Some of the best things are spontaneous.
That's incredible.
Like that too.
We pulled it off in 3 weeks.
And you know who shows up are the people who really matter.
That's it. That's all
really,
I needed.
at the end of the day, that's what you
all
needed.
I needed was the people that mattered, and they were all there. So it was great.
I mean, it was amazing. Incredible.
I can see you too. I know you were saying you guys probably would do this juice detox together.
Yes.
So we're definitely going to have to send them everything for them to do it together.
We both gained weight, and we've been like, he's my motivator. He bought this whole gym. So we have a gym downstairs, and he goes down there faithfully every morning. Yeah, you going to come with me this morning? I'm like, I got to get to the store. I was like, I'm going to come. I'm going to do it later
And it's
on
hard because
tonight.
we be in hair and makeup too, and I'm like, I can't mess up my...
Right. And he's like, I don't want to hear you complaining when we get, because we're going to Ghana. I don't want to hear you complaining when I'm in Ghana with my shirt off. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm like, okay, don't worry. I was like, I'm going to get it. But this is going to jumpstart me.
80% of weight loss is the food.
Right.
So
Okay, I have just one
know.
question. That's it. Is this going to taste like death when I drink it?
No. The juice is amazing. It's delicious. And
You're gonna
the
love it.
supplements even taste way
So is it
better
like
than you did
cayenne
before.
pepper, vinegar,
No.
apple cider vinegar?
No. You need to open
Look,
up a
like
juice.
this one is ginger apple lemon. That's all that's in it.
It's
so if you like
delicious.
ginger,
Ooh,
you
I
like
love
apples. It's,
ginger.
You should taste
There's
it.
Daily Green Glow, cucumbers, apples, kale, ginger, lemon, parsley, but they taste really good.
Ooh.
I know I've spoken about this in so many different spaces, but the Detox now has helped me so much with my own personal journey to being healthier. I actually did the 14-day fast, so I only had water and coconut water plus the drops that they provide. And I just want to recommend that you go ahead and check out the food list. That's free. You can also get a free consult and also find out which detox could be right for you. We also have the Drink Fresh Juice Fast, so all of that is available on the detoxnow.com. So go ahead and sign up.
What truth do you wish young Yandy owned growing up, and how would it have impacted your life's journey? And let me tell you why I asked this. It's because I'm looking at these kids these days, and there's so many things that they're going through depression because they're not locked into who their identity, who they are.
They have social media.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Oh my God. They're looking for people to validate them, and looking back, what is it that you wish young Yandy knew, and how would it have impacted your life?
I think when I was young, I would look at circumstances and situations and feel like I'm never going to get out of this one. I'm never going to get past this breakup. I'm never going to get past the fact that I got a D in this class. I'm never going to make it to Howard University. I got a D in this class. My career's over. I'm never going to be successful. I got a D. This guy broke up with me. He cheated on me. I'm 16. I'm never going to have another relationship. This was my relationship. This is it. I was supposed to marry him. And I think every situation was a situation like that where I just felt like it's the end for me. And I think if I could tell my young self, I would say there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as you have breath and you have life and you wake up, there's a tomorrow.
Preach.
There's a tomorrow for a new beginning. There's a tomorrow for you to have there's always another test. There's for you to get an A that next time. There's always another man out there that's going to love you or appreciate or value you. But I think sometimes we get caught up, especially the younger Yan. She got caught up and felt like this was it.
Yeah.
Everything was the end of the world.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And I learned that. I learned that lesson when I went through when my husband had to go away. My son was 2 months. My son was born with a kidney malfunction. All of these things happened. Well, my son was born with that, but his surgery was happening when he was 2 months. Feds came to my house when he was 2 months. I was a breastfeeding mom. All of these things. I couldn't produce milk because I was going through all that stress that was happening. And I was like, I do not want to put my baby on formula, but I'm not producing any milk because I'm so stressed out. And I went into a deep, dark space. And I remember my mother coming downstairs. I might have told you this story. And my mother came downstairs and she said, listen, you got to get out. You got to turn the lights on. You got to get out this bed. You have to wash. You have to get up. And I was like, it's over. I was like, the world. I felt like I was being judged by the world. I felt like, I can't do what I'm supposed to do for my baby. This is what my body was supposed to do. I can't do it. And she said, you got to get up. You got to remember this tomorrow. If you're alive, everything can be different. And she said, next year, around this time, you will not have these same worries. You won't. You got to get up and you got to pray. And the prayer that I remember my mom saying was, I pray that my daughter knows that, God, you're going to give her tomorrow. You're going to give her another day. Let her vast in that. Let her understand that there will be another tomorrow. So all of this can change. And then I remember like, okay, let me get up. Let me just start to prepare for tomorrow.
You know what's beautiful about that, though? It started off by, she said, get up, wash yourself, turn on the lights. It's all first care for yourself.
Right.
Yep.
Right? I'm breaking down because I'm feeling like I'm failing the world, but the first person I really failed was taking care of myself.
Yes. I didn't even think about that. Yes.
Yeah. And if I stop and take care of myself first.
Yeah.
What they say, put your crown on first, put your mask on first. If I do that first, I can live another day to save the world. I can live another day to raise my baby. I can live another day to be healthier, to have a healthier relationship, right? But I got to
Sometimes when things are going so well, we're nervous that it's bound to end up bad at some point because sometimes it's hard to celebrate
wait for the shoe to drop.
And I will say this, I always tell myself without the downs, there'll be no ups. And so it's okay when I'm down because I know that I always look at it like something great is about to happen. That's how I look at it when things are going so bad. I'm like, okay, God got me. So I know something amazing is happening. That's why I'm having to deal with this right now so I can appreciate it when it does happen.
Something I teach my daughter is a quote, and we always go back to it is, beautiful girl, you can do hard things. It's like, if it's hard right now, you're made for this. You're built for this. You're going to make it through this. And understand that if it's hard, you've got what it takes to make it through. Because at the end of the day, you still have breath in your body. You still have breath in your body. You can make it because you still have breath. As long, the one thing my sister says is, as long as you are alive, every breath is pregnant with a miracle.
Ooh, text me that.
Okay.
Right? Text me that.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of Black women. We can't have that. Take the pledge at releasethepressure.org for tips and support to protect your heart. Yandy, we're so happy to have you so much. This was divine.
Our premiere episode ever.
Congratulations, girl.
We could have done it with. And Yandy, just for the future, what do you have going on? We want to make sure we have that. That's important to you right now.
We want to celebrate it. We want to celebrate it.
Oh my gosh. So Mendici and I are going on this couples talk journey where we are going to be on a couch in a city near you. We were just talking about our love, our life, and how we hold it together. So it's just an organic conversation.
And you keep it real.
If you know anything about that man, hello, I'll try to sugarcoat some things. He's going to be like, nah, that's not what it is. No, yeah, you're whack because you didn't do this right. Or he'll say like, my wife is amazing at this. She's going to make sure. But it's just a real authentic conversation about like things that couples go through. So it's something for
Black love.
Couples that are dating, newlyweds, those that are like 6 years and or plus. Just really making sure that we have these conversations, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great environment. We're launching the YouTube that really starts it off, but then we're going to go city to city and do it.
So you're going to do it like a live
dinner.
that's
It's going to be date night.
Okay.
Date night, live.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun.
That is hot.
Yeah, we have a booking agent that's already starting to plan it. So
That
we'll be
is
at the
hot.
Breakfast Club.
That'll be okay.
Yes,
So you know you're always welcome.
you know you're going to be on. And I know you opened up your new Yale store. We didn't talk about Yale, your plant-based
did.
And your
skin,
skin looks
Caroline,
amazing.
which
Thank
is, yes.
So yes, Yale Skin, if you guys are in Atlanta, you have to come to the Underground Atlanta. It's amazing.
The store is gorgeous. You just want to go because you just want to be in the store because it's just
Yes.
gorgeous. You're going to feel prettier just walking in the store.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You have to come. And then we're opening up a restaurant right next door to the store.
I can't wait.
So definitely come. We're there every day. When I talk about my office, that's the office. We're there. So please come visit us. And thank you, ladies, so much. I think this is important. I think this is going to inspire and empower so many women to get on the healthy journey. And it's great that you guys are so bold and brave to do it. It's
Well, thank
amazing.
you. I'm going to start my detox again tomorrow. Okay.
Listen,
Hey!
I have officially just started.
Yes, you have.
This
Yes,
is
you
my
have.
first meal of the day.
That's
I
it.
guess this will be my second meal. So how do I space this out?
There's a whole regimen. We have
Yeah,
a
she'll send
schedule.
you the
I'll
regimen.
give you the manual.
Okay, I was going to say, did you give
I'm
me
going
a
to
manual?
text you the manual, the
Okay.
supplements in your box. In fact, pass the heavy box right there. I'll open it up and show you. That
other one's a prop.
Yes. This
I
is
went
yours.
right for the one I could tell. Okay.
So, all right, you'll see. We've got.
Okay. You got
And
the
I have this
fancy
at home.
now.
We got tissue and everything now.
Yes.
So you've got iron, you've got gut. This is going to keep that. Remember the bowels?
Yes.
Chlorella will go in your water. When you're not drinking that, you're also going to drink water, and you're going to have mass, which I told you is literally, when I talk to you, for people who are even fighting any kind of like infection, virus or whatever, it helps your body fight inflammation because you don't realize a lot of what's going on, whether it's stress, where cortisol, your body is being pumped with cortisol because of stress, it forms inflammation in your body. If it's because your body's fighting some sort of cold or virus, it helps your body to accelerate the healing process. Remember when Dr. Armon was talking about how he had COVID, the mask helped him really build up his immune system real strong as well. So that's really important, just protecting your health. But again, inflammation is a lot of what weight really settles.
Yeah.
It settles as inflation in our body. So it helps
So
to fight
in the
that.
morning, couple drops. You're going to give me the
Yeah,
manual.
we'll have the whole manual.
The whole manual 3 times a day.
Got it.
And we're going to do a hybrid of juice and water fast for you.
Okay.
And for me, don't worry.
I'm like,
I'll be
okay.
doing it too.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
I'm excited though.
Well,
I'm
thank
excited
you
to start
so
the journey. So I
much.
started today at 188.
Okay, 180.
All right, weigh in.
We'll check back in
Let's see.
14 days.
That's it. 14 days.
14 days. And I'll
And
tell you.
Mendices is going to be your accountability partner.
Yes.
And Keisha's already
I'm like,
gonna
I
be
see
on
some
it.
other boxes, so I'm going to take this box with me for my man. Okay?
Absolutely.
We're
You
going
know
to ship
that.
it to him too. Oh, we love you and we're so
I
glad.
love you.
are the right person to have this premiere episode because you really represent, if you can do it, everyone can do it because you really care. And you're a kind of person who's like, look, she's an everyday person.
Right.
I'm so just
And
She's
very
an
open.
everyday person and open, right? But the point is that she really cares and she's real. I love it.
A real human
Thank
being.
you. A real
Real.
human being.
I love you.
I love you. Mwah. Thank you, Angela. I can't even get
Gessie,
over
love
it.
you, ladies. Thank you for joining us today. Detox living is a revolution.
It's living free of toxic thoughts, people, habits, and foods. That is the life that you were born to live. Don't accept anything less.